It's time for the Sports Report with your host, Mike Prince. For scores, updates, and highlights, Waller County area, the Sports Report is your one-stop spot. And now let us join in today's program. All right, happy Tuesday to you. It is February the 4th, 2014. And before we get started along today's show, I want to give a happy birthday to my oldest born son, Michael Wesley Prince II. 18 years ago today, he came into the world, and our lives have not been the same ever since. Happy birthday, son. May you have many, many more. We got a lot in store for you today. There has been a changing of the guard in the SWAC as the Lady Panthers get their 5th win in a row. We'll hear from head basketball coach Don Brown, and we will tell you about the new arrangement of Waller High School and Waller County sports. Keep it locked where you got it, and we'll be right back. This is Tuesday morning, and you're listening to the Sports Report. The Open Mic Broadcast Network is proud to be the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We'd like to thank the following sponsors for today's broadcast. In the Prairie View area, Brubaker's Barbecue, Uptown Barber and Beauty Shop, Jolivet Automotive, Papa John's Pizza, Subway Sandwich Shop, Loretta's Place Beauty Shop, Temple of Refuge, Church of God in Christ, and in the Waller and Field store area, Waller Bulldog Club, and San Bernard Electric Cooperative. If you or your group would like to be a sponsor of Waller County Athletics, give us a call at 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to visit our website at www.ktorradio.com.
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824. All right, welcome back, and welcome back. The Lady Panthers and the Prairie View A&M University men's Panthers met in Alabama on last night at Alabama A&M Bulldog hostile territory. The men fell victim 67-55. However, the Lady Panthers were able to hold it down, winning on the road 68-60. A strong performance by a young lady by the name of Miss Shamaya Brooks. She had another double-double, ladies and gentlemen. She had her 3rd double-double in her career. She had 19 points, 11 rebounds, 5 block shots. She put in 30 minutes of play. She was 5-11 from the field goal. 9 of 13 from the field goal, and 1 for 2 from free throw line. Another strong performance by Miss Shamaya Brooks. She also had company from Miss Jeanette Jackson and Loran Washington. Loran Washington had a total of 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, put in 35 minutes on the hardwood, 5 of 8 from the field, and she was 5 of 9 from free throw range. Jeanette Jackson, solid as always, 5-11 from the field, 2 of 5 from three-point range, 6 of 6 from the charity stripe, a total of 18 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists, 2 steals. And ladies and gentlemen, she clocked in another 40 minutes. So the Lady Panthers get their 5th win in a row. Got a chance to talk with head coach Dawn Brown, and she's getting pumped up. Here's what she had to say about last night's performance. 5 in a row. This is becoming a good habit, and I don't like to say I told you so, but there's a young lady who's rising from amongst the ashes, and she's peaking right at the perfect time, and that is Miss Shamaya Brooks. Will you want to reflect on her play on tonight?
Yes, Shamaya had a conversation with myself on Friday night before we played Alabama State. And like I told you before, Mike, Shamaya has a new focus, a new level of intensity. She's hungry. You can see it in her eyes when she's playing tonight. When she makes a mistake as far as getting a foul, if she missed a defensive assignment, she's begging. She's begging, Coach, give me one more chance. I'm going to show you. And she did that all night tonight, from the defensive end to the offensive rebound, tallying 5 block shots tonight. The best is yet to come for Shamaya. We told her, I said, your best game is your yet game. That means that they haven't seen your best game yet. And then that game that you could bring, she had 19 points tonight, and she was capable of scoring 25. But we still got some things to work on with her. She's peaking at the right moment. She's seeing the success. She's getting more confidence in herself, and I'm extremely proud of her.
Well, I tell you something else that's standing out for me, Coach, is that she's getting a comfort in playing under control. She only had 3 fouls tonight. Normally she gets close to foul trouble, and then she has to get reserved on her play, but she was able to put in a solid 30 minutes on tonight and give you some quality play down in the paint. And we talked about you got strong guard play already, and when you add this missing element, man, the sky's the limit for you guys.
Shamaya did a good job, like I said, defensively. One thing about Alabama A&M, they have smaller post players. So, as far as Shamaya having to bang a little bit, it wasn't that she had a whole lot of she did not really it wasn't a lot of physicality tonight. It was a lot of the post players for Alabama A&M wanting to make counter moves, and she was just there with her hands straight up, and the ball was just falling in her lap. So, she did a good job. We went over scout, kind of showed her more slides as far as her getting around the defense and how could she be effective in our defense.
Exactly. Now, you guys were also 14 of 19 from the charity stripe. We've talked about this time and time again. When you're playing solid defense and you're making the free throws, especially on the road, those are recipes for victories on the road in hostile territory.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. I told the girls after the game I wasn't satisfied with the percentage from the free throw line for them. Our goal is to shoot 85% from the free throw line every night we step on the floor, just because we spend a lot of time in practicing free throws. We are shooting 80% right now in conference, 80% in conference overall. But the girls have set the standard. We want to shoot for 85%. So it's a lot more that we have to offer. It's a lot more that we got to do as far as to raise that percentage up about 5 more percent.
Well, one person who you get no more out of, that was Miss Jeanette Jackson. She was 6 for 6 from the line, and she's got back to her old custom of playing 40 minutes. Another solid performance from her tonight, 18 points. She even stole a rebound tonight. But more importantly, she had 7 assists, Coach. And when she's getting other players involved and she's scoring from the perimeter, that's a solid mixture for success.
2 words that best describe Jeanette Jackson tonight is never satisfied. She's never satisfied, with scoring 15, 16, 17 points a game. Her performance tonight was a great performance. You got to be pleased with a kid like Jeanette Jackson. But she has a lot more basketball left in her. She didn't shoot the 3 like she wanted to. I believe she was 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. But she's looking forward to coming in the gym on tomorrow to get some shots in, to be prepared for Texas Southern on Saturday.
Well, that's it. The Texas Southern game we don't even have to even promote it because it's going to be standing room only. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous at that place. Now, Texas Southern, they did win in overtime tonight against Alabama State. So both of you teams are coming off a victory. More importantly, you got a sweep on the road. Now you get to come home for some home cooking. You don't even have to pump the girls up for this particular match because it doesn't matter what the records are. TSU, PVU, let's get it on. So what's the atmosphere like for you as a coach? Not as a player, but as a coach, being able to coach in one of these rival games?
You know, to be honest with you, Mike, I don't really focus on the fans or focus on what's going on outside of that basketball court, outside of the hardwood. I'm able to focus in on what needs to be done as far as leading this team, because I have to be a good leader for this group. I have to be able to be focused and maintain, a level of confidence for them, and I believe in them, and that's what's allowed us to be on this 5-game winning streak right now. I believe in them. They believe in me. They believe in the system, and we're just going to keep the success going.
Well, the success will continue at 5:30 Central Standard Time is the scheduled tip-off where the Lady Panthers and the Lady Tigers will get together. Coach Don Brooks and the Lady Panthers carrying a 5-game winning streak. They have improved their record to 6-3 in the SWAC, and that's all that really matters right now. And, Coach, anything you want to share before we close this segment out for you?
No, I just want to say, I thank for everybody that's taking the time out to listen, to kind of, be a part of our Lady Panther family, for all the fans and all the listeners that's out there. We thank you for your support and continue to support us right now. We need you guys the most. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach Don Brown and the Lady Panthers. You can catch them live on Saturday, February the 8th at the Baby Dome as they'll be hosting the Lady Tigers. This is Mike Prince with the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and we'll see you on the other side. Man, I'm sitting up there listening to that. Coach, I apologize. I called you Coach Don Brooks. I had Shamaya Brooks on the brain, but you knew who I was talking to, and thanks for not blowing my cover. That was Coach Don Brown and the Lady Panthers as they were victorious over the Lady Bulldogs 68-60. We told you earlier that the men, they fell short. They lost by the score of 67-55. The leading score for the men was DeMondre Chapman. He had 17 points, and John Briscoe had a total of 16 points. Some SWAC scores from the men division. Texas Southern lost in overtime to Alabama State. So now both teams, Prairie View and Texas Southern, coming off of losses, and they're right behind each other in the SWAC division. Texas Southern's 5-4, Prairie View's 4-5. Other scores from the men's side: Jackson State came up a point short to Arkansas Pine Bluff, losing 70-69. Mississippi Valley was victorious 75-67. On the women's side, it was the Lady Tigers being victorious over Alabama State. Lady Hornets in overtime, 83-74. Jackson State was victorious over Arkansas Pine Bluff, 78-69. And Grambling was victorious over Mississippi Valley, 67-59. Southern and Alcorn both had byes on last night, but they'll be ready to pick up the pace. Speaking of picking up the pace, if you think you can sing, if you thought about singing the national anthem, you got a chance to audition for the opportunity to sing the national anthem at the Prairie View TSU game, February the 8th, 2014. The athletic department and the Office of Student Engagement will conduct a campus-wide competition by way of Instagram. If you got an Instagram account, all you got to do is send in your rendition of the national anthem, and who knows, you might be the one to set the tempo for Saturday's game. That game is going to be highly charged up, and I can't wait to see this thing unfolds. It's just going to be really, really off the chain. Speaking of unfolding, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to talk about what the UIL has done in the local Waller County area high school ranks that has changed the demographics of the Bulldogs, changed the demographic of the Royal Falcons, and it has also changed the demographics of the Hempstead Bobcats. Keep it locked where you got it, and we'll be right back. It is Tuesday, February the 4th, 2014, my oldest son, Lil Mike's birthday. Have a good day, son. We'll be right back.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna let the oh my.
This is Usher. I use my music, talent, and friends to power change. I've spent years mentoring youth and have seen how volunteering and service teaches young people the skills they need to become leaders and sets them on the path for success. This is about you. It's about your power. It's about creating change on your terms by volunteering. The truth is, you can do anything. You can read with kids, clean up a park, organize a clothing drive, become a mentor, or support veterans and military families. Just find something that moves you and do it. Go to serve.gov and join me in answering the President's call to service. The needs we face are great, but together we can be the solution. Find your power to serve. Give it more. And go to serve.gov today. This message is brought to you by United We Serve and the Corporation for National and Community Service.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station located in Prairie, Texas. It is because of community supporters such as you that makes this broadcast possible. Please consider making your tax-deductible donation today. Visit our website at www.ktorradio.com and make your online donation today. All right, welcome back to the Sports Report right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. My name is Mike Prince. We are the official voice of Waller County Athletics, providing service for the Hempstead Bobcats, the Royal Falcons, the Waller Bulldogs, and the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. You can follow us on Twitter at OMBN_radio. That is OMBN_radio. You can even like our Facebook page. It is Open Mic Broadcast Network. Just go to Open Mic Broadcast Network on Facebook, hit like, and just like that, you'll be in the like and in the knowing what's going on in the world of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Also, I want to let you know that you can visit our website at ktorradio.com. We'll give you all the latest and the greatest that's going on throughout Waller County and the surrounding areas. And we can't forget Southwestern Athletic Conference. Speaking of the latest and the greatest of what's going on in the world of athletics, the UIL, which sanctions Texas high school athletics, had their biannual district alignment meeting on yesterday, and they have been able to weed out and sort out the districts for the surrounding schools. For the Waller Bulldogs, they will now be in District 19, 5A. They will be competing against the Brenham Cubs, Springwoods out of Houston, Houston Stafford, Magnolia, Magnolia West, Tomball Memorial, and, of course, Waller. So that will be the new alignment starting August when football season kicks off. Waller Bulldogs will be competing. Well, they're staying with Brenham. They're staying with both the Magnolia and Magnolia West. They're adding Tomball Memorial, Springwood, and Stratford. So this should be a very, very interesting next 2 years. As for the Royal Falcons, they now jump from 3A to 4A, and they'll be in the district with Wharton, Sweeney, Belleville, and Columbus. The Hempstead Bobcats, they will jump from 2A to 3A, and they will be in the district with Industrial, Palacios, Hitchcock, Etna, and Alta Rice. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It will be a new look for the 2014-15 football campaign, but I'm pretty sure these guys will be ready to get it on. And speaking of getting it on, the Waller Bulldogs, in a must-win situation for their playoff hopes, they will be hosting tomorrow night, or should I say tonight, February the 4th, they'll be hosting the Waller Bulldogs and the Magnolia West Mustangs. That game will tip off at 7:30 p.m. tonight. 7:30 p.m. tonight. Pre-game show will be at 7:20. You can listen to it live right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Coach Earl Claiborne and the Bulldogs will try to shake that dust off and find themselves back in the winning track. They only got 2 games left. The next game will be on the 11th against the Brenham Cubs, and we'll be there for that tip-off as well. So there's a lot going on for you right here in the Open Mic Broadcast Network land. And with that being said, we are going to take us another break, and we are going to be right back with our final thoughts for today's show. Hope you've been enjoying it. It's been a pleasure giving it to you. Keep it locked where you got it, and we are going to take a little time off, and we'll be right back with closing thoughts and comments. You're listening to the Sports Report, Tuesday, February the 4th, 2014. It's basketball season, and you know what that means. Fast breaks, slam dunks, block shots, and game-clinching free throws, all captured right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of Waller County Athletics. Serving the Waller Bulldogs, the Hempstead Bobcats, the Royal Falcons, and the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. You can catch it all at KTORradio.com or join our listen line, 213-401-0037.
Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824.
All right, welcome back. Our final segment. I want to remind you that you can listen to us as we do our live coverage for the Waller Bulldogs. Coach Earl Claiborne and the Bulldogs will go to try and keep hope alive, take their 8-6 record, try to make it 9-6, and secure a playoff spot in this year's running for the playoffs. And we're going to be there. I want to remind you before we sign off on today, don't forget Saturday, February the 8th. The women will start at 5:30 with their tip-off, following 30 minutes approximately. The men will be hosting the Texas Southern Tigers, and those two will be locking it up. The men teams are both coming off a loss, and both of the women are coming off a win. Something is going to have to give. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that this is a community-based radio station, which means we thrive and make it off of your donations and support. We are asking you to become part of our listening partner group. For only $36 a year, $3 a month, 10 cents a day, you can make a difference. Every little bit counts. Can we count on you? I want you to have a terrific Tuesday. My name is Mike Prince. Reminding you, our website is ktorradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter at OMBN-Radio. OMBN_radio. Have a wonderful day. God bless. And we'll see you on the other side.
The Sports Report is a production of the Open Mic Broadcast Network located in Prairie, Texas. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network is the official voice of Waller County Athletics.